Hey, Kenny Keller, creator of Helicopter Line Ground School. And I want to show you something today that's an alternate technique to maybe what you've been taught. And it was shown to me by a Vietnam era examiner who's still teaching or still instructing today, still doing check rides today. And they write about this guy in magazines. So we're talking a legend in the helicopter industry. I am Kenny Keller, creator of Helicopter Line Ground School. This is day 133. I'm going to hit 3 topics for you real quick. It's Saturday. I'm in a great mood. I love Saturdays, but I got to try to make it quick. My daughter's at home waiting on me. So here we go for day 133, Coffee with Kenny. I am Amazon #1 best-selling author of Helicopter Check Ride and #1 bestseller, Top 10 Check Ride Tips. Both those books below. We'll send you either book. We've bought a whole pile of these books. We've got them. We send you the either book for just shipping and handling. I just had a question from a person the other day. Said, well, I've been checking out your stuff, but you're not in the Better Business Bureau. Are you legit? And I'm like, yeah, I try to be nice when I said, well, I'm about as legit as they come. I've been doing it 7 years, proof's in the pudding. So these books are down below. 2018 Flight Instructor of the Year, Taz Chrisman co-authored this one with me. Either book down below, links down below. So what I want to teach you is, on my private pilot check ride, I was with this guy named Jerry Ventrella. Cool guy, cool examiner, been doing it forever. And super knowledgeable. He's taught me so many things over the years. Well, I mean, back then, between my private and commercial check ride, he showed me a lot of stuff. On the private pilot check ride, inspiration this morning was a thought from this video. It's 7 or 8 years old now. And somebody commented, well, it wasn't very much of a ground slide. Well, it wasn't. It was very short in this. The point I want to make is, on my private check ride, we're going around, and the young guy named Brad, who had helped me with my private rating, signed me off and got me the private after my failure. To you, Brad. Brad's flying airlines now. I know occasionally, once in a great while, he checks in. How you doing, Brad? Thanks for all the fun times in our training. But what Brad taught me was, and what a lot of instructors do teach, they teach this ground slide. You're coming in, and you slide like a 1/4 of a mile down the runway. Okay? You can do that. That's certainly a method. So this is why I'm taught. Coming in, running landings, it's just screeching along, right? On my private pilot check ride, Jerry says, I want you to do a shallow approach and running landing, but I want you to do it across the runway. And I said, I can't do that. He goes, well, why not? I said, there's not enough room to do a ground slide. Well, I know now, because we discussed it after. He knew, this was my private rating, he knew who trained me, and he knew that this is all I knew. All I knew was sliding it all the way down the runway, right? So the examiner says, let me show you something. Because Jerry loves to teach on the check rides. Yes, of course, he's testing you to a standard. But he said, let me show you something. He goes, just go around. And he goes, I'm going to kind of talk you through this. I want to teach you something. So he says, come in and just do your shallow approach across the runway. I'm going to talk you through it. So we go around, get set up. We come in. And I'm a little nervous, right? But hey, I knew this guy was a legend clear back then. So he talks me through it. We come in and do a nice little stop. And he's like, what'd you think of that? And I'm like, cool. And he wanted to make the point to me that depending on the day, depending on conditions, depending on the aircraft, depending on whether you've got a miss in the engine or a turbocharger failure or whatever the case is, why you may have to do a running landing, depending on the day, okay, it might have to be old school the way I was originally trained. Maybe you have to keep that speed, and maybe you're going to need that ground slide like that. On the flip side of that, that may not always be the case. Sometimes a very short little slide is going to be all that you need. So he showed me that. Well, as a previous aircraft owner, and now an aircraft owned by a friend of mine, I like to teach that short little, right? Because as an aircraft owner, you don't like replacing skid shoes, okay? And examiners, they're not paying for those skid shoes. And even my longtime examiner, who we get along like, 2 peas in a pod, I know there's been at least once where he said, well, ground slide could have been a little bit longer. It was actually one of my instructors that came back and said that. And I said, well, Examiner's not paying for the skid shoes either. So, with that being said, examiner may expect one, maybe want the other, but I'm just relaying to you something I learned from a legend in the industry, and it was very helpful to me to learn that you don't have to slide the thing a quarter of a mile down the runway. Depending on the day, depending on the aircraft, depending on conditions, it could be one or the other, what you may need. So to get into the other two questions, fear of heights. Member just asked, hey, can you do something on fear of heights? I want to learn, but I'm scared of heights. Over the years, I've heard so many times there are pilots, there's helicopter pilots, fixed-wing pilots, there's airline guys that are scared of heights. They won't get on the roof of their house, but they can fly an aircraft. So if you want to learn to fly and you're scared of heights, go try it anyway, give it a try, because there are pilots out there that are scared of heights, and I've heard stories from, they can get on the roof, but they can't look over the edge of a building or whatever the case is, but they get in an aircraft and they're just fine. So do not let the fear of heights slow you down if that's what you want to do. So one more quick one. Oh, I know. Member said, hey, Kenny, do you have any content on financing? We talked about this quite a bit over the years. Unfortunately, there's not a lot out there for financing to become a helicopter pilot. There is a place called pilotfinance.com. I don't know them. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't receive a commission. I don't receive a commission from anyone, by the way. People lately have been going, well, so-and-so is paying him. Nobody's paying me as of now. I still do the training and make the videos that I want to make, just like this one this morning. I used Pilot Finance many years ago for my commercial. They were fair. I know their interest rate was kind of up there, but hey, nobody else would loan me the money. So pilotfinance.com is one place you can go for financing. A normal bank does not like to loan money on helicopter airplane ratings. Maybe your particular home bank will for you. There used to be a lot more flight training money available out there until the big economy crash, and there's a lot of things that's changed and a lot of bad things have happened in the industry. There are some scholarships out there, but usually scholarships are for just one or two people. You have to research them out. You have to apply for them. They're limited. So you're welcome to get online and search away and try to find anything you can find. But when I talk to people around, always expecting, over the years, I'm like, hey, do you get any, here's what I think about financing. What do you think? And the last flight school I talked to said, well, unless you got a rich uncle or you got the money in the bank, you got to find it. You got to work for it. You got to save it. You got to do what you got to do. Of course, there's a way to save money with your flight training, and I have a video on that in a past Coffee with Kenny. There are inventive ways to save money in your flight training. So there you go, day 133. I love the number 3, so I thought I'd give you 3 topics today. I want to catch up some of these questions because I'm trying to keep up with the emails and the questions, the requests for Coffee with Kenny. So for those 2 members, I can just say, hey, minute number 2, there's your question. Minute number 5, there's your question, or there's your answer. So with that being said, I got to get out of here. My daughter's waiting on me. Thanks for tuning in every day. Helicopter Online Ground School you can take for a 24-hour test flight. So when this person said, well, are you legit? I'm as legit as you can take our training for a 24-hour test flight and go in for a full 24 hours and see the private pilot, commercial pilot, instrument pilot, or certified flight instructor. You can view our entire courses for 24 hours, no charge. Pretty darn fair, right? To show you whether we're legit or not. And if you decide the training's not for you or you don't think I'm legit, remove your credit card from the settings within the site. Or if you sign up with PayPal, just end your subscription in PayPal. That simple. So for members, you want to switch around, you want to change memberships, you want to leave, you want to come back. That's how you do it. Simply go into settings, remove your credit card, end your subscription in PayPal. And of course, I can always do it for you if you can't figure it out. I occasionally do that for people. Email in, hey, Kenny, can you help me with this? Absolutely. So with that being said, 24-hour test flight to prove we're legit on any one of those memberships. Then you get a 30-day money-back, no-hassle guarantee that's been in place for 7 years. We don't hassle. We don't argue. We just refund your money. I don't know how more legit you can be than that. So there you go. Day 133, looking forward to day 134. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell when you subscribe. That way you can be notified of our daily video. We're giving you away tons of free content. Tons and tons and tons of good stuff every single day. Top 10 check ride tips down below. Shipping and handling only. Helicopter check ride. This one I did in 2014. And I got a little bit of my background in the first chapter, a little bit of my struggles in my lifetime, and because we all have struggles, right? And we like to share, and we like to know that other people struggled just like we do, or just like someone else did. You know, we all feel better when we know learning to fly helicopters is not just a piece of cake. It takes work, takes hard work. You got to apply yourself. You got to study. You got to work at it, but you can do it. Nothing in life is easy. Nothing good in life is free. It's just how I feel about it. All right. Let's get out of here. See you in day 134.